Hello, Assalamualaikum everyone. So today I'm going to continue my lecture, few more slides that I would like you to watch and have some thought on it. Okay, so yesterday I have covered, we have discussed to the part that in this particular case where actually we're talking about the room which is fully insulated and there is a candle inside there, and we have discovered that there is no heat transfer during the burning process because the heat is just surrounding within the system itself. It doesn't pass to the outer surroundings. Okay, and then if there is any change in the internal energy, yes, there is a change of the internal energy because the molecules inside the room is moving much faster because it's at higher temperature, so it's moving faster. So the molecules collide with each other, collide with the wall, and so on. So there is, of course, the increase of the internal energy of the system. Now, let's continue with mechanical forms of work, right? So, as we know that work, how do we define work? Is actually force multiplied with distance, which means that if let's say you have an object and suddenly you move an object at a certain distance, so if you multiply the force of moving the object with the distance it moved, is basically equals to work. Okay, so there are two requirements for the work to interact between system and surrounding. First of all, the boundary must move, which means that you change the boundary. Okay, there is a movement of the boundary, and there must be a force acting on the boundary. Okay, so in our case is that, for example, if you imagine the bottle when I show you right before, okay, because if there is a work, because there is initially the water stays still, and then because I shake it, and then the water moves to a certain distance, which means that the boundary already moved. Okay, and there is a force that is actually acting on the boundary, which is mean that I shake that bottle. So that's where the force comes in. There are some common forms of mechanical work, which are such as shaft work as well as spring work. Okay, so that is the definition of mechanical forms of work. I would like you to also spend some time thinking of these two diagrams. Okay, look at these two diagrams. One, it is adiabatic process, and another one is non-adiabatic process. So based on first law of thermodynamics, what can we conclude from our observation here? Alright, so what can you observe here? Okay, this is work done by the battery, and it supply an energy of 5 kilojoule to the system here, and you have an energy supplied to the system in adiabatic way, which is 5 kilojoule as well. Okay, and in the non-adiabatic system, there is a heat hitting the water of 15 kilojoule, and there is some the water is boiled actually, and the heat transfer is 12 kilojoule, but there is also some heat being released out to the surrounding, which is about 3 kilojoule. So if you add up, okay, make it equal. For example, like total 15 kilojoule is equals to 12 plus 3, 15 kilojoule. Here you can see that the change of energy, okay, even though that we can say for adiabatic system, the total heat transfer is equals to 0 because the work in is equals to the energy inside the adiabatic system. So 5 minus 5 equals to 0. So here, this is also like, you can see that whatever it is in is equals to whatever that it is within the system and whatever that is out, which is 12 plus 3, and then equals to 15, which is equivalent to energy in. So you can see that from here, if we relate back to the first law of thermodynamics, okay, the energy cannot be formed, neither can be created, but it can be transformed into some other form. So this is where actually it transforms into some other forms, right? And even it is adiabatic or non-adiabatic, first law of thermodynamics is still being met. Okay, so that is something that we have to think of. This